All right.
Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Joe D'Angelo, otherwise known as Joey Lightning. What's up? And I'm joined tonight, as always, by my most illustrious co-host slash producer, Mr. Hydro. What's up, Hydro?
Nothing really. Not a whole lot.
People are wondering, where the hell is the Everything Lightning show tonight on Facebook?
It would not work at all on Facebook. I had to actually switch it over to YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with it. So,
Hmm.
but it's being shared to Facebook right now as we speak.
Okay. Well, people will be looking for it, but they can find it if they're on YouTube,
Yep.
or they could just oh, I see, I'm tagged here,
Yeah,
so
you're
we're
tagged. So I got it up on Facebook and everything. So if anybody wants to watch it on there, then they can watch it on there.
okay. I got you. We're good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how's everybody doing? Tomorrow is game one of our three-peat, and our opponent will be Toronto. And not surprisingly, I thought that we were going to play Toronto. Um, really doesn't matter who we play, actually. Um, I was psyched and ready for the Lightning to do what they do best, and that's win playoff games. So we're going to cover everything. Um, as always, we cover everything about the Lightning, as always. And I know there was a couple of people that were asking me, well, what is going to happen now with our players? If everybody wants a healthy report, I am very proud to announce tonight, through my sources and connections, that the Lightning are completely 150% ready to go. The latest one was Braden Point, who did practice today in Toronto and is ready. So, for those of you that were wondering whether or not Braden Point was going to be playing or not, the answer is yes. So, nagged by a lower body injury that forced him to miss a couple of games. He missed two of the final 6 games, including the season's final on Friday. Unless there's an issue that pops up with the lower body, whether it be the groin or whatever was affecting him, um, he was limited. They were being careful with him. It's no mystery. You can hear the dog in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That's not coming from my room.
who,
Who let the dogs
who?
out? We like to have animals on the show. I mean, hell, Hyder's got a couple of them over there in Tennessee, right?
Yep. It's true.
Yeah, I only got one. Let's see. She's right here, too. I'm going to get her on the camera because people haven't seen Molly in there. There she is. Oh, she's going to give the stink face. Yep, there you go. A little bit of butt. She is notorious for that. She doesn't want any part of being on the live broadcast. But anyway, I won't fault her. She just don't want to be on, and that's fine. So Braden Point's ready to go. Healthy report. Now we're going to go over the schedule for the Lightning in Toronto. First round, Monday night, 7:30. Game 2 will be Wednesday night at 7:30. Game 3 in Tampa here, Friday night, 7:30. Game 4, Sunday night at 7 p.m. And the most interesting one, unfortunately, didn't fall on my birthday, unfortunately. But Game 5 is in Toronto on my birthday on May 10th. Boom. Game 6 will be in Tampa on May 12th. And Game 7, if necessary, on May 14th. If necessary, Game 7. Times to be determined on 5, 6, and 7. Haven't been announced yet. All first-round games will air on Bally Sports, Sun, Florida, in the Tampa Bay market but will air nationally as well. ESPN2 has games 1 and 2. TBS has games 3 and 4. And 5, 6, and 7 are to be determined. So right off the bat, we know that most of the games are already airing on ESPN2 or Fox or Bally Sports National, Fox Sun Sports, Florida. So games 3, TBS has 3 and 4. So we're just waiting now on the announcement for games 5, 6, and 7 to be determined. So that's the series. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna have plenty of news and notes about what's gonna be happening with this team. Toronto is definitely a force to reckon with, obviously. But I really feel like we're gonna beat them. I feel confident about that. So I know a couple of people were asking, what do you think the series is going to go into? I think it's going to go 6. Most of my friends and colleagues say 6. There's actually been a few that have said that it's going to go 7. I'm not so sure about that. So the Florida Panthers won the President's Trophy, 58, 18, and 6, 122 points. Toronto at 54, 21, and 7, 115 points. And the Lightning at 51, 23, and 8, 110 points. They beat out the Boston Bruins at 51, 26, and 5, 107 points. It was a good race. I felt like the Lightning did a number on Toronto the last time they faced them. Of course, I got excuses from the Toronto fans about why we blew them out. Of course. And I expected that, quite frankly. I wasn't surprised that they were trying to come up with the best excuse that they can possibly imagine. So I was going to mention briefly, I don't want to give out the whole details of this announcement that I have, but I did talk to Hydro about it. I received a text from a local television network, and who's looking for lightning stories. I heard you do a lightning talk show on YouTube. I thought it might be a good, fun feature story for us. Let me know what you think. And I replied by, yes, I'm totally interested. I would love to do a lightning report for a major network in the Tampa Bay area. So that's something to look forward to. I'm looking forward to that. Could show off some of my lightning stuff. Obviously, the rings, obviously, the car all lighted out, bolted out. So it's going to be fun. We're going to try to book a sports bar, have the media come in, have them interview me about the Lightning, and it's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that experience. It's not the first time that I've been on TV. It's not the first time I've been asked to do interviews. It's happened a lot in 7 years that I've been doing this over the years. So it's going to be fun. So I wanted to share that with you guys, Hyder, and it's just an experience that I'm looking forward to, representing the Tampa Bay Lightning in a huge diehard fashion. And, there are several people I know that are diehards like me. And we're still building Hyder up to that diehard level.
Yeah.
Even though he lives in Tennessee.
Yeah, well, both my teams made it to the playoffs, so that's what matters.
Well, we were talking about that, and the Preds, I don't think really are going to be
Oh, they may not, I mean, but at least they made it to the playoffs, unlike the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, go. It's a shame that we're not going to see the Golden Bitches for the first time, ain't it?
What was it like? What? How long ago was it since they haven't been in?
You should just be happy that the Predators made it. I'm not impressed with the goaltender there, and I think that's a weakness for them. The days of Pecker, Rainey are done. I would say that they would have had a hell of a lot better chance if they had Pecker in goal, but Pecker decided to retire, and well, that's what happens.
No, it's whatever. I mean, it happens. He wants to retire. I mean, if you want to retire, go ahead.
And he did. And like I said, I was mad at him that one year because he won the Vezina over Vasi when Vasi clearly, I felt like, had won and should have won that Vezina. But I think Vasi, he's got his second Stanley Cup championship. I think he'll trade that in. He'll trade a Vezina award for a Stanley Cup ring and championship. Something to note as the playoffs begin tomorrow, either the number 11 team in the league standings, Edmonton, or the number 14 team, Los Angeles, will advance to the second round. One of either the number 4 team, Toronto, or the number 8 team, the Bolts, will be out after the first round. Well, yeah, that's true. But like I said, getting Braden Point back, after missing 2 of the final 6 games is huge for the Lightning. Having our players healthy and ready for the series, that's what I think the Lightning fans were waiting me to tell everybody, and officially I can tell everybody that everybody is ready to go for the Lightning on their roster. So, Braden says he's feeling good, so we'll take him up on that, and let's go Lightning. Clearly, I really feel like a big thing is the goalie advantage in the series. I think that is huge, and that's going to come to play. I'm really convinced of that we're gonna do what we need to do, and we're gonna be the better team. We're gonna win the series and move on. Some people would disagree with me, and that's obviously their right to disagree with me. But it is what it is. So we'll just have to wait and see. Do you think the Lightning will win in 6 or 7? Because I know a lot of people are conflicted about that. And to tell you the truth, I don't really care if it's 6 or 7.
Well, I mean, I don't really care, really, as long as they win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say 6 probably.
Okay. I saw, which kind of surprised me a little bit. There was a Lightning fan that called on the Lightning to lose. I'm trying to pull that up. I'm like, are you serious?
Oh God! And it's a Lightning fan.
He's a Lightning fan, and he thinks that they're going to lose to Toronto.
A Lightning fan wouldn't do that. That makes no sense to me.
I posted something that was pretty cool. The team tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite, Tampa Bay Lightning. Strong suits, Boston, the Hurricanes, and the Rangers. The Hail Marys, Florida and Pittsburgh. and the early exits, Toronto and Washington. And the reason why Hail Mary is for Florida, because they won the President's Trophy, quite frankly. And we all know what happens, do we not, when it's just a fact. When you win the President's Trophy, you're done. And that's traditional, folks. Bottom line. I still can't find that article. All right, so news and notes around the league. Panthers lock up the President's Trophy. The Wings will look for a new coach because they didn't renew Blashill. Penguins are going to be without Jarry to start the playoffs in their first round. That's got to be a disadvantage right there when you lose somebody like that. Yeah, that's big. That's a big loss. So the Lightning are looking to become the first team to win the Cup in 3 consecutive seasons since the New York Islanders won 4 straight from 1980 to 83, which I seen and was there for. Could the Florida Panthers, who raced to the top seed in the Eastern Conference, win their first Cup? Will the Colorado Avalanche, the top seed in the West and the underachiever of the past 2 seasons, break through? Or will the Toronto Maple Leafs shake off their demons and claim their first Cup championship since 1966? You imagine that? Waiting that long? Wow. All right, so Florida Panthers finished 58, 18, and 6 with 122 points and a President's Trophy. It's hard to argue with the Panthers' results this season. They're the top NHL top scoring team for a reason. Florida has 3 30-plus goal scorers, 6 players with 50-plus points, and a Hart Trophy contender in Jonathan Huberdeau. Pretty impressive. The Panthers' depth of electric scoring ability, coupled with the solid goaltending of Sergei Bobrovsky, has the potential to carry the team a long way into the spring. Defense and goaltending. Well, yeah. It's going to be interesting. I can understand why Florida is picked to win it all. But again, the curse of the President's Trophy, I don't know. It's a very real thing, folks. There's no fantasy about it. Florida's going to go down. I don't think that they're winning a cup. I'm sorry, Florida Panther fans. I know most of the people that watch my show are all Lightning fans, but there are friends of mine that are from other teams that watch the show as well. So to be fair, the Panthers had a hell of a team, but that President's Trophy curse is probably going to come back and haunt them. Toronto finished second at 54, 21, and 7 with 115 points. Toronto has all the talent in all 3 phases of the game. Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner are one of the NHL's most dramatic offensive duos. Mark Giordano helped them solidify the blue line, and the Leafs actually have good depth there. In net, Jack Campbell appears to be back on his game following a midseason rib injury report. The biggest flaw for Toronto is the confidence. That has been a thing that has haunted them for all these years. No one will let the Leafs forget what happened against Boston twice or Montreal. This version of Toronto can contend with any team it will face in the playoffs, but only if the Leafs actually show up as their best selves. So players to watch, Mitch Marner, of course, having an unbelievable season, but hasn't scored a playoff goal since 2017-2018 and has only 8 assists in 12 postseason games. So there's a massive monkey on Marner's back. That could be good for us. Now we come to our Lightning, 51, 23, and 8, 110 points. Tampa knows how to win. Tampa has the experience more than any other team. The past 2 seasons, the Lightning have got the job done in less than ideal pandemic-related circumstances to boot. Andrei Vasilevsky has been and continues to be Tampa's MVP. He did skid a little bit, but that could be due to tiredness, and I know a lot of fans were on Cooper about resting him, and we did rest him towards the end of the year. So every great team goes through a skid. One thing about us, obviously, if you follow this team, I'm a correspondent, so of course it's my job to follow them as a reporter. The depth of this team is second to none. Down the middle of the ice with Brayton Point, Steven Stamkos, and Anthony Cirelli, the electric scoring of Nikita Kucherov, the excellent defenseman and Victor Hedman. Tampa's lineup remains as intimidating as anybody in the league, probably more. According to the notes, the biggest flaw for the Lightning right now is fatigue. And we saw that towards the end of the year. And you can't deny it that we were fatigued. Andrei Vasilevsky was fatigued. The the reigning, defending, repeating Stanley Cup champions were tired. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Now we're going into the playoffs, and this is when the team will either step up or ship out. In order to beat Toronto, they're going to have to be the Tampa Bay Lightning that we've seen over the past 2 years, getting the job done in a very serious playoff atmosphere, in a building that's not very welcoming to the Lightning. Toronto fans are both annoyed and frustrated. They have not won anything since 1966. I can't imagine going that long without winning anything. That's unbelievable.
I did have a question on here because there was a question on here.
Sure.
I'll just go and put it up.
Question in Lightning, who set the best record in 1989? What does 1989 have to do with the playoff show?
I don't know. I think that was just a question that just popped up.
Well, we are talking playoff hockey right now.
I think I think we need. We need to. But where we're not on Facebook or anything, we're just on YouTube. There's not really that many people that's going to be on here, so.
Yeah. The Lightning have had some stretches where they've had some losses pile up and everything, and some people say that Tampa is losing its legs and everything. But come on, people. I mean, the season's over now. We focus in on the playoffs. Vasilevsky, the first round, might actually be the hardest for Tampa, knowing how hungry the Leafs are to overcome their checkered playoff past. The Lightning goalie will have to be better than his best to get Tampa over the hump and into postseason cruise control. Predictions for the Bolts. Brandon Hagel comes alive at last. Since being acquired from the Chicago Blackhawks, the winger hasn't produced. Look for that to change in the Lightning's second season. That is interesting. Very interesting. If you're a Capitals fan, they finished 44, 26, and 12, 100 points. The case for the Stanley Cup run, the Capitals had a 100-point season for the sixth straight 82-game campaign. Granted, that included 12 overtime losses, middling even strength offense, and goaltending issues galore. Alex Ovechkin scored 50 goals to carry the team, but I don't think that Washington is going to advance. It's got an interesting thing about Tom Wilson here. Managed not to get suspended during the regular season. To his credit, he had 23 goals and 28 assists that led the Capitals in forwards and goals scored above average. But for him not to get suspended, because that boy fights everybody, is and bringing up something else right off subject. Zdeno Chara, we want to wish him nothing but the best of luck. That was just class. The Lightning organization honoring, shaking his hand and everything. really respecting Chara. I thought that was great. That was a great moment. So Chara is Chara's first class, man. He's definitely we're definitely gonna miss that big boy at nearly 7 foot and played in the league so long and everything. It's going to be weird without Zdeno Chara playing in the NHL next year. If in fact he does retire, which is just right now, it's just speculation. It hasn't been confirmed. So, but the Lightning, just a first class organization. We know that under Vinnick, honoring all these players and stuff, the opposition players for years and years that we play against them and everything. So we want to wish him the best in his retirement because we feel like everybody else feels that he's going to be retiring soon. So, okay, we've reached the halfway point of the show. I know people are wondering why, I'm doing the analyzation of other teams as well, because we want to know. Lightning fans want to know about these other teams, what they bring as far as competition to us. Of course, we know the teams, but some of the teams we might not know. We might not be familiar with too much. And as you know, if we're going to the Stanley Cup, and when we go to the Stanley Cup, it'll be against a team that we really don't know much, or as much as some of the teams that we cover. So I'm going to turn it over to Hyder now. He's going to do our sponsor list, and I'm going to get some more information to cover. We still got the Canes coming up to cover them to see how much of a threat they are to us. The New York Rangers, surprisingly, made the playoffs. Not my favorite team. The Pittsburgh Penguins made the playoffs, and we'll cover them as well. Are they a threat to us? Actually, everybody's a threat, but I just want to cover all these other teams because it's, we'll see who we're going to face. So it's not going to hurt for us to cover these other teams. So Hyder's going to take us into the next half hour of the show. So Hydro, what do you know?
Well, the sponsor list, Our Place Dunedin and Clearwater. Brenda's on the Causeway, Dunedin.
I was just there this weekend.
Clorox.
Made my appearance.
With your appearance?
I made my appearance. I showed Brenda this.
Mm-hmm.
She was like,
Clorox Company, Palm Harbor.
No longer.
Ozona Pig, Palm Harbor. Eddie's Dunedin and Hurricane Eddie's Dunedin. Snappers Comedy Club, Palm Harbor. Gino's Pizza, Palm Harbor. Country Boy Dunedin. My favorite, that I still have yet to get a massage from. Massage and Skincare Solutions, Clearwater. Eventually I'll get down there and I'll get it.
You're going to get it. Alice is waiting. Alice is waiting.
I know. Mason-Dixon Christmas Wish Q105 radio station, 104.7 FM, St. Pete. Classy
Mason-Dixon.
Classy Bailey Jules, Bristol. Helm Salon, Bristol. Taste Buds, Bristol.
Taste Buds.
MP Direct, Clearwater. Santoro Pizza, Tampa.
Santoros. I love that pie. Sam, we got to go.
Where you at?
Where you at?
Starlight Cafe, Dunedin.
He works on the weekends. That's why he's not here.
Leonardo's Pizzeria, Palm Harbor. Red Rooster Gift Shop, Bristol. Running for Heroes. I'm not sure exactly where that's at. So, I mean, Devin really has never let me know about where that's at. So,
Devin, if you're going to have a sponsorship, have all the information, bud.
Rocco's Pizza Restaurant, Spring Hill.
Our newest acquisition. Our newest sponsor, Rocco's Pizza and Pasta Restaurant in Spring Hill, Florida. I give it a perfect 5. A perfect 5 rating on their food. because I can. And I will. And I just did.
Yep.
So that is the sponsor list. Amazing you got through that in only like 2 minutes.
It's too easy.
Well, it ain't gonna be too easy, but when we keep on piling it up.
I know, and I'll keep going through it.
Okay, so here's more on the competition that we could be playing. Don't ask me why I'm covering the other teams. Well, the reason why I'm covering the other teams is because these are the teams that we are eventually going to play. So you're going to want to know about the other teams. You're going to want to know about who we might face. Bottom line is, it's my show and I do it how I want. But the bottom line is to teach everybody, to educate people about the Lightning and NHL, what's going on, and who we're going to face, and what's going to happen, and to do our three-peat. So we need to concentrate, take one team at a time. Right now, we're taking out the Leafs. We're going to rake the Leafs up, bag them, and junk them. Okay, so Metropolitan Division, Carolina Hurricanes, 54-20-8 with 116 points. Hurricanes are a threat. No doubt. Regular season and franchise history, and no one even noticed. It must be like the Hurricanes felt like in 2021-22, as they set a new standard for points in a season, won the Metro Division for the first time, and led the league in goals against average. Yet Carolina is not mentioned in the same breath as the other Stanley Cup contenders. That could change in a hurry in the postseason as the Canes flex their impressive depth, stingy penalty kill, and offensive flourish led by Sebastian Aho and Andrei Sevakov. The team gets contributions from Jordan Staal, stellar young talents like Martin Nikas, and of course, as we know, Tony DeAngelo. There's somebody that we know. Bold prediction. The Hurricanes will get past the Bruins in the first round, but it's going to be a 7-game series. Next up, a team that I did not even think was going to make the playoffs, let alone finish 52-24-6 and 110 points and almost beat us out in record. Let us start with their best goalie. Now, he is no Andrei Vasilevsky, so don't get ahead of yourself, Rags fans, because Andrei Vasilevsky is the greatest goaltender in the NHL, undisputed. But this guy, Igor Shesterkin, now let me tell you, we had a hard time against Igor. But he's a hell of a goaltender. And he led the NHL in save percentage and goals saved above average, carrying the Rangers for the first 2/3 of the season as New York was near the bottom of the league in even strength analytics. But they started to pick up under first-year coach Gerard Gallant. There's more to the team than just a dominant goaltender, however. Chris Kreider became the fourth player in Rangers history to average the top 50 goals. Panarin averaged 1.28 points per game. Adam Fox, last year's Norris winner, had a strong encore. The role players, GM Chris Drury, added along the way Barclay Goodrow, a familiar name to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Andrew Kopp, who the Lightning were interested in and never got, unfortunately. So, players to watch, definitely. Mika Zemblad, as we know, because he got a lot of goals against us this year on the head-to-heads with the Rangers and us. So, yeah, I mean, you got to watch Zemblad with Kreider, assisting on 24 of his goals. He's a dramatic offensive talent who has 11 points in his past 15 playoff games. Igor pitches 2 shutouts in the opening round as the Rangers advance. Number 3 team is the Pittsburgh Penguins, 46, 25, and 11, 103 points. Be interesting to see if the old guys can still have the magic for a championship run. Sidney Crosby, Malkin, Chris Letang, Jeff Carter. The core has been the strong part of the season. Got Pittsburgh what they needed to do and get into the playoffs. Crosby had 84 points this season, which was his best points per 60 minutes average this season. Question is, what is the prediction? The Penguins will go out in the first round. So, and the last team here, we got Boston Bruins, 51, 26, and 5, 107 points. Bruins are one of the stingiest teams, averaging 2.69 goals against and excel at limiting shots against, 28.7. I'll let you know about that. Third fewest in the NHL. And, of course, there's Patrice Bergeron, who's still himself. Ditto Brad Marchand. There's a winning pedigree in Boston that starts with its leadership and spreads through Pastrnak, Taylor Hall, and Charlie McAvoy. Consistency and resiliency is what Boston lacks. I agree with that. Boston uses its shutdown capabilities to bounce a high-octane offensive opponent in the first round. We shall see about that. I don't know about that. People asking me about Colorado. Are they going to choke? 56, 19, and 7 with 119 points. They're a beast. The Avalanche are top 3 in league scoring, top 6 in goals against, have a top 5 power play, and boost enough depth at forward and at back end to complement Darcy Kuemper. My biggest thing, well, here's the floors. Defensive chemistry and the penalty kill are the two biggest things the Avs are hurting at. The average on the penalty kill at 79%, which could be an issue in the postseason. Absolutely. That's a huge demerit right there. The Avalanche flipped the season script, struggling to score in the early going of the playoffs and relying on the team defense to step up and move them along. We shall see. I got an underdog here that made the playoffs, and they are dangerous. And that team is called the Minnesota Wild. 53, 22, and 7 with 113 points. They are dangerous. The Wild have that big-time Marc-Andre Fleury, has been lights out since arriving at the trade deadline. Cam Talbot, solid season. You have a couple of guys that got hot towards the end of the season. Let's see what else we got here. Minnesota's special teams are less than awe-inspiring. The Wild's penalty kill is in the bottom 10 in the league, and their power play sits somewhere in the middle of the league. So that could come back and haunt this team as much as, you know, some people are picking them as a top 5 team. But I really feel like I just don't think that they're going to be a major threat coming out of that division. St. Louis Blues, 49, 22, and 11, 109 points. Blues made the playoffs. Do I feel like they are going to be a favorite? No. St. Louis has had a defensive issue all season. So that's pretty bad. St. Louis also being one of the NHL's worst teams in 5-on-5 possession. That's a huge disadvantage as well. Binghamton ends up in a backup in the starter's net and carries St. Louis deep into the postseason. That's a bold prediction because I don't really think St. Louis is going to make it that far. Nashville Predators, your other team in the great state of Tennessee. Nashville Predators representing the great state of Tennessee.
Yep.
45, 30, and 7, 97 points. Nashville is a great underdog. Back the Predators into a corner and wait to see some of their best hockey. Nashville started the season winning just one of its first 5 games, but then exploding to earn the NHL's best record, 23-7-2, from mid-October to January. It was there that things started falling apart for the Predators as they didn't perform as well as the top. Biggest flaws for the Predators. Can the Predators keep it together in their own end? That's the question. We all know Josie is a Norris Trophy caliber defender, but the rest of Nashville's blue line doesn't exhibit nearly the same consistency as Saros. Saros missed the last 2 games of the season with a lower body injury, and his status is uncertain heading into the postseason. Players to watch: Philip Forsberg, a game-changing talent who also is playing for his next contract in Nashville, whether that be in Nashville or someplace else. Bold prediction: Nashville shocks the hockey world by going from wild card entrant to Western Conference finalist. Wow. I can't believe that. Without Pecker and net, I don't know what they're smoking, but I don't feel like Nashville is going to be that high. Pacific Division, Calgary Flames at 50, 21, and 11 with 111 points. Few teams are built better than Calgary. They were 3rd in expected goals against and 4th in expected goals per 60 minutes on 5-on-5. They had 3 40-goal forwards in Johnny Gaudreau, who has posted a remarkable 115-point season, with Matthew Tkachuk and Elias Lindros. With Andrew McAqueen, 35 goals, not far off the pace. Their lineup features 2 solid two-way forwards in Miguel Backlund and Blake Coleman. Let's see what we got here. Being a top offensive team is a good problem to have when the top one of the lineup is filled with players who have more than 35 goals, but the Flames don't get quite as much contribution as some of the other teams for their bottom 6. That could be a big flaw for them. Bold prediction: the Flames advance to the Western Conference Finals, including a Battle of Alberta win over the Oilers, which is the next team, at 49, 27, and 6 with 104 points. And bold prediction: the Oilers win their first playoff series since 2017 before bowing out to Calgary. So they're predicting that the Oilers will make it to Calgary and then get beat. Kings, I can't believe they made it. I'm not even going to really say much about them. I think they're done out there pretty quick. Kings will fall to the Oilers in 6. Dallas Stars, 46, 30, and 6, made the playoffs at 98 points. Bold prediction: the Stars take a powerhouse first-round opponent to 7 games. Could be. So there you go. We just covered, the main teams and the teams that are going to present competition against our Lightning, the reigning, defending Stanley Cup champions, as they go for the three-peat.
And soon to be back-to-back champions.
I like the sound of that. Could you repeat that?
Back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
And I get another ring.
Soon you'll be like a 3-time Hall of Famer.
Well, I got 2.
Well, so you're already a 2-time Hall of Famer.
And I got the 2004 ring, too. So I got 3 rings. So I'm a 3-time champion. So who knows? I may have more rings than Marsha Brady.
Oh, boy.
Who I just cannot talk about him.
You just keep going. You'll
bring up that name on my show.
Soon you'll have more You'll have more championship rings than Ric Flair has championships.
Well, let me tell you, Tom Brady cheated to get 6 of those rings. He got 1 legitimate ring with the Bucs without the cheating. But we all know that New England Patriots cheated in all the Super Bowls. We all know that. It's proven. And I don't care. Did Gronk get engaged with Brady yet?
I don't think so. Maybe they might be. I mean, their wives or girlfriends or whatever. I think they might be, kind of like really watching.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know.
Because Gronk hasn't said whether he's coming back or not. He's leaving. He's leaving Brady at the altar. He's leaving him at the altar.
I don't even think Gronk's been. I don't know where he's going this year.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh well.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it. Quite frankly, I'm not worried about football.
That's a different. Football. That's we're not on Sports Magnet.
Exactly, we're not on Sports Magnet, so we don't talk football, we don't talk basketball, we don't talk baseball. My Yankees are in first place in the American League East. Oh, why ain't you rooting for the Rays? You live in Tampa Bay? No, I was born in New York, and I've always been a Yankees fan. So,
I mean, it's like I don't even go for the Rays or anything like that. I told one of my buddies, I talked to him the other day, and I never knew this, but he is from Tampa, and he goes for all the Tampa teams. And I never knew that he went for the Tampa. Like, he's seen this shirt, and he was like, "Oh, you go for the Tampa Bay Lightning?" I was like, "Yes, sir."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I do too." And I was like, "I knew there was something I liked about you. I just could not put my finger on it."
Again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. We all know that you could move and live in various states and everything and pick your teams. It's your freaking right to root for whatever team you want, and it always has been and always will be the law. The law states pick whoever you want to support and stick with that team. I've done it all my life. You've done it all your life, although you just became a Lightning fan over the past.
Well, I mean, you and Devin shoved that lightning down my throat. I mean, a new Thor movie's coming out, so.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. But I'm going to end this show a little early tonight. I am starving. I did not eat yet.
Pretty bad.
So, we're going to have Hyder with the final thoughts, and I will give my final thoughts, and then we will close the show, and I will be able to go eat.
My final thought is that I'm hoping that I'm really hoping that the Lightning win, get back to back. But I also want it to be down to my two teams, so in the final. So that's what I want. I'm probably not going to get it, but I can always hope and dream. Yes.
The chances of the Tampa Bay Lightning against the Nashville Predators
in the final,
in the Stanley Cup final, is about 1%.
But
you got a chance.
But that's that 1% is all I need.
All you got to do is go back to that movie with Jim Carrey. You Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Tell me that I got a chance.
That's all that matters. That 1%.
That 1% chance. I hear
so,
what?
I'm not even sure.
In the background?
I don't know what it was.
Is that Stone Cold Steve Austin in the background? What?
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 Or it could be like the New Day. Who?
How's Big E doing anyway?
I think he's doing all right. I'm not for sure about exactly. I hadn't heard anything really. So,
That's a big loss, man.
did you? I don't know if you've seen it or not, but over the weekend they had a house show, and it was. I think it was. I know Sami Zayn was in the match, and I know Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre were in the match, and you know that sequence where Drew or Lashley goes for the spear off the ropes or Claymore off the ropes. Well, the rope literally broke. The top rope literally broke, and Lashley fell literally right on his shoulders and his head on the outside. I was like, oh my god,
yeah.
You know, sometimes it is kind of funny about the ropes breaking and stuff like that, but other times it's like that was kind of scary about that.
I like how Lashley finally got to the big guy there.
Yeah, he just almost just became downloadable on WWE 2K22. So, and he's like tall on there. He's like really tall on there.
Well, he is legitimately like 7'3" or something like that, ain't he?
Yeah, and he actually had I read somewhere where he had a brain tumor in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got some. He apparently that I've heard that he's got some kind of weird medical condition or something like that. But I didn't really read into it because I'm not an Omos fan, so I didn't really read into it.
Wow. Holy cow. All right. Well, my final thought is let's go Lightning. There's nothing more for me to say other than, just stay tuned. I'll update you when we get the media at our sports bar to be named this week. Whatever sports bar we're going to get. We're going to have the media there. We're going to have a Lightning rally. I'm going to be on TV, and this is going to be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have a live show as well.
That'd be nice to have.
Yeah, well. So I'm going to wish everybody a good night. Lightning fans, get out loud and proud. Defend our championship here in Tampa Bay. And we'll see you to be determined. Because we might pop on sooner than Sunday, depending on our schedules and everything.
Yeah.
So we want to keep the fans, updated with this info as we play in the playoffs. It's very important for us. All right. So for Hyder, this is Joey Lightning saying good night from Florida and Tampa Bay. Rally the troops. Get ready for tomorrow night. Toronto, you're going down. Just like the last time we faced you. We blew the hell out of them.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to see that ass kicking again. So hopefully we won't get any injured players, though. We don't need that.
Yeah, we don't need that going, coming right down in.
Yeah. Lightning episode number 613.
No, it's I think it was season 6, episode 13. Technically, I put that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm on my 7th season doing this. 6th season as doing this Thunderstriker show, now named Everything Lightning Show.
Yeah.
All righty. So me and Hyder will be with you soon. Just keep an eye on those posts and everything. And of course, I'm going to light up every time you come on, you're going to see Lightning news, notes, quotes, news, facts, stats, everything. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on when we're going to have that little media thing. And we'll see you soon. So good night, everybody. Go Ball.